Level 1, the excuse. Friday night. You're on the couch, the one where the cushions sag in the middle, and you can feel the frame through the fabric if you sit in the wrong spot. A birthday party invitation is pinned to the fridge with a magnet from a dentist's office you went to once 3 years ago. The party is at a bowling alley. You've already done the math. Bowling, $28 for 2 games and shoe rental. The birthday person wants food ad, $16 for shared pizza and a soda. Someone will suggest stopping for beer after, and not chipping in looks worse than not showing up at all. Add $12. $56. Minimum. For a night, the birthday person forgets by Tuesday. Your phone lights up. A text from them directly. You're coming, right? 2 question marks. You open it. You switch to your banking app. Rent autopay hits in 6 days. $1,150. Current balance, $1,243. That's $93 of breathable air for 6 days. The $56 isn't impossible. It just means rice and eggs for the rest of the week and a prayer that nothing else comes up. No unexpected charges, no forgotten subscriptions, no emergencies. You type, "I think I'm coming down with something. I'm so sorry." You send it, you put the phone on the couch cushion, you turn on the TV, the volume stays low enough that you can hear the group chat buzzing about who's bringing what, who's driving, where to meet. You don't open it. An hour later, you're scrolling Instagram. Stories from the bowling alley. The birthday person blowing out a candle on a cupcake. Friends laughing in rented shoes. A blurry photo of the scoreboard. You double tap one of the pictures, a heart from the outside, and keep scrolling. A like. The cheapest form of presents available. Free, effortless, and completely invisible. This isn't one night. This is a pattern that's been running for 7 months. Every "I'm sick" and "I've got a thing" and "next time for sure" is a brick in a wall between you and the only people still reaching out. They're not angry. They're learning to stop asking. You think you're protecting your budget. You're spending your friendships. Every friend group has a minimum bid the average cost of a single social event in that circle. When your income drops below that minimum bid, you don't cut back on socializing. You begin an invisible withdrawal. It feels temporary to you. It looks permanent to everyone else. And the cruelest part, you don't set the minimum bid. Your friend group's median income does. If they can casually spend $50 to $80 on a night out, that's the entry fee to stay in the room. You don't negotiate it. You just decide how many Saturdays you say no before they stop asking. The friendships don't end. They expire. Silently. Like a membership no one renewed. Level 2. The split. A restaurant with Edison bulbs and a menu that says small plates instead of appetizers. Everything costs between $16 and $24. Nothing is actually enough food. 6 people at a table pushed together from 2 smaller ones. The check arrives. It sits in the center of the table inside a black leather folder with a pen clipped to it. Nobody reaches for it. 347美元. Someone Alex picks it up, glances at it, and says, "Just split it 6 ways?" $57, 83 each. You had the pasta and 1 drink. Your actual share is $29 plus tip. The split costs you an extra $33 you didn't eat. You say, "Sure, sounds good," and place your card on the table without hesitating. You've learned that hesitation is more expensive than $33. Hesitation buys you a label. The label is the cheap one. And in a friend group, slowly differentiating by income, the cheap one is the first one who stops getting invited. Across the table, 2 people are talking about a ski trip in February. Airbnb in Vermont. 4 nights, lift tickets, car rental, split 4 ways. Estimated per person cost, $1,400. You listen, you nod, you say, "That sounds amazing," which is the socially acceptable way of saying you will never be on that trip. You know it, they know it, nobody says it. The table has developed an unspoken fluency in who can afford what. It never needs to be spoken aloud. Later, an Uber home, alone, because the 2 friends going your direction live in a neighborhood that adds $14 to the fare. And sharing means an extra 15 minutes through streets you can't afford to live on. Your phone buzzes. A Venmo request from Alex. $57.83 dinner was so fun. You pay it. The notification sound is cheerful. You stare out the window. There's a social tax that exists at every wealth level. but it draws the most blood between $40,000 and $70,000 a year. You earn enough to technically afford your friends, not enough to afford them comfortably. Every dinner, every birthday, every weekend plan carries a hidden markup. The split check premium, the just grab an Uber premium, the let's go somewhere nice premium. The annual cost of maintaining friendships in a mixed income group runs between $3,800 and $6,200 above what you'd spend if everyone earned what you earn. Two exits exist. Spend beyond your means to stay in the room, or stop showing up and let the group close around the hole you left. The ski trip happens in February. 3 of the 6 people at that table go, you are not one of them. And in 2 years, when you can easily afford the trip, you won't be invited. Not because anyone is angry, because by then, the group has a Vermont tradition, and you were never part of it. That split check wasn't just unfair math. It was the last honest social transaction you'll have for a very long time. Level 3, the drift. A housewarming party. Your new apartment, a real one this time, with actual countertops, not laminate. A dishwasher, a balcony that fits 2 chairs. Rent, $2,400 a month. Salary, $95,000. You're pouring wine from a bottle that costs $32 and you didn't think about it before buying it. That's the marker, not the price. The absence of the math. 12 people in the apartment. An old friend, someone from the bowling alley days, from the $214 era leans against your kitchen island, looking around. They pick up a candle from the counter. Le Labo Santal 33, 82美元. They turn it over, read the label, set it back down. They don't say anything, but the silence has a texture. It's the silence of someone recalculating who you are. The conversation is careful. They mention they're still at the same job, still in the apartment with the sagging couch cushions. You say, I miss that place, and mean it, but the sentence sounds wrong the moment it leaves your mouth. You can't miss a place you escaped from and be believed by someone still living there. They smile, the smile doesn't reach. Later, cleaning up, you check your phone. The old group text, the one from before, has gone quiet. 3 weeks now. Your last message sits at the bottom, a photo of the new apartment. 3 reactions. No replies. No, when can we come over? No, let's plan something. Fire emojis. The digital applause of people who've decided they're your audience now, not your friends. Upward mobility doesn't add friends. It replaces them. But the replacement runs on a delay 12 to 18 months. For over a year, you feel like you have your old friends and your new life. You don't. You have your new life and the fading echo of your old friends. The friendships from your previous income were structurally supported by shared constraint, the same cheap bars, the same bad pizza, the same complaints about rent. When you exit the constraint, the architecture collapses. What remains is affection with no place to put it. Affection without infrastructure has a half-life of about 1 year. Sociological research puts the number at a $40,000 to $60,000 income gap. The distance at which friendships between formerly equal people become unsustainable. You earn $95,000, your old friend earns roughly $40,000. The gap is $55,000. The friendship was already over. The housewarming was the funeral neither of you recognized. Your old friend leaves, you hug at the door. They walk to the elevator. You close the door and lean against it. Your beautiful new apartment, the one you earned, the one you deserve, suddenly feels like evidence. The group text went quiet 3 weeks after the housewarming. Nobody left the chat. Nobody archived it. It just stopped. Like a room everyone walked out of, one at a time, without turning off the lights. Level 4, the guest list. A rooftop. String lights woven through a railing. A bar built into the ledge. A view that explains why the host paid $3.2 million for this condo. A woman in a linen dress holds a glass of 2015 Barolo, $140 a bottle, and there are 9 bottles open. You're here because someone you met at a conference 6 weeks ago invited you. You don't know the host. You don't know anyone at this party except the person who brought you. Near the edge, 2 men in quiet conversation. One develops real estate. The other runs a private equity fund. They're not talking about either. They're talking about a school, a specific school where annual tuition is $58,500. But the real cost is the $250,000 donation to the capital campaign that ensures their child's application gets reviewed with full consideration. One of them laughs. "It's the most expensive friendship I've ever bought," he says. "But my daughter's best friend's father runs the largest family office in the Southeast, so..." He sips the Barolo. The sentence is a receipt. You check your phone, no new texts. Not because no one is texting your phone simply isn't the place where plans happen anymore. You were invited via a calendar hold sent by someone's assistant. Subject line, "Rooftop Saturday, 7 p.m. No context, no who's coming," with multiple question marks. The invitation assumed the answer was yes. You look around, everyone is smiling, no one is laughing. Two women near the bar exchange compliments about each other's shoes. The compliments are sincere. The warmth is not. What's happening is a mutual asset appraisal performed in the language of friendship. "I love your bracelet" means I recognize what that costs, and I'm signaling that I operate at the same altitude. You open the contact card of the person who invited you. Under the name, no inside jokes, no years of shared history, no bowling alley memories, just a name, a company, and a phone number added 6 weeks ago. This person is not a friend. They are an access point. And you are not a guest. You are being auditioned. Wealth doesn't expand your social life. It professionalizes it. Below $100,000, social life is organic, built on proximity, shared struggle, spontaneous plans. Between $200,000 and $500,000, it becomes curated. You choose environments, and the people become a function of the environments you can access. Above $500,000, social life becomes institutional, managed by assistants, organized by access, evaluated by utility. The warmth doesn't disappear. It becomes a performance. And the loneliest part is not that people don't like you. It's that you can't tell the difference between someone who likes you and someone who likes what you're worth. Not because you're paranoid, because at this altitude, both relationships behave identically until the moment they don't. You stand at the edge of the rooftop. You look down at the city. Somewhere below, in a bar you can no longer name, a group of people you used to know splits a check. Your phone is silent. The city is not. At this level, no one ever says, "I can't afford it." They can afford everything. What they can't afford is to be seen with the wrong people. And the math for who is wrong gets recalculated every quarter. But there's a level above this, a level where even the rooftop disappears, where you don't go to parties anymore because parties are for people who still need to be seen. And what replaces the party is something you never expected. Nothing. Level 5, the empty calendar. A house. Not a home, a house. A kitchen island made of marble so large it has its own second sink that has never been used. A window wall facing the ocean. You're sitting at a dining table that seats 14. You are the only person at it. In front of you, a plate of branzino with roasted fennel, something with a microgreen garnish. The private chef left an hour ago. The plate is beautiful. The food is cold. You haven't started eating. Your phone is open to the calendar. The week stretches out in front of you, nearly empty. Monday, a call with a wealth advisor. Wednesday, a meeting with an attorney about a family trust. Friday, a dinner the kind with a subject line, at a restaurant where the private dining room has a $15,000 minimum spend. 8 people will be there, you'll know 3 of them. You'll speak for about 15 minutes across 2 hours and 40 minutes. You'll leave in a car that was waiting before you stood up. Saturday is blank. Sunday is blank. You switch to your contacts. You scroll. Not counting the total, those number in the hundreds, because at this level, everyone has your number. You count something else. The people you could call right now at 8:47 p.m. on a Tuesday and say, "I'm bored, want to come over?" without it being strange. Without scheduling, without an assistant, without a reason. 3. 1 is a sibling. 1 is a college roommate you see once a year. 1 is a therapist. You close the phone, you pick up a fork, you eat the branzino alone. The ocean outside the window is the most expensive backdrop loneliness has ever had. Your wealth has automated away every condition that produces friendship organically. You don't bump into people you're driven. You don't share spaces you own them privately. You don't wait in lines, sit in lobbies, or eat at communal tables. Every interaction is gated, scheduled, purposeful. Friendship requires the opposite. It requires purposelessness, unstructured time in shared space with repeated, low-stakes contact. Your wealth has eliminated all four conditions. The private gym replaced the public one. The home theater replaced the cinema. The private chef replaced the restaurant. The car service replaced the subway. Each replacement removed a shared space interaction point. Each replacement felt like an upgrade. By the time net worth crosses $10 million, the average number of shared environment interactions per week drops to near zero. You didn't choose isolation. You purchased it one upgrade at a time. You finish eating. You walk through the house to a living room with a couch that costs more than that first apartment, the one with the laminate counter and the peeling corner. You sit down. You pick up a remote. The television turns on. It's too large for one person. Everything in this house is too large for one person. You watch a show you've already seen. The ocean behind you doesn't care. At $214, you couldn't afford to show up. At $10 million, you can afford everything, and no one shows up. The poverty was financial. The wealth is structural. The loneliness is identical. Sleep with this: a phone screen. You're scrolling backward through a group text thread. Not the wealthy version of you, not the broke version. Just you, right now, whoever you are. The messages get more frequent the further back you go. Plans: Saturday? I'm in. Who's driving? I'll bring the thing. Inside jokes that only make sense to 5 people. Photos of nothing, a bad meal, a dumb face, someone asleep on a couch. The scroll stops on a message. The timestamp reads 3 years ago. The message says, "You're coming, right?" 2 question marks. After this message, the replies space out. The energy dims. The thread didn't die in one moment. It just slowed down until the gaps between messages became permanent. The thread is still there. Nobody deleted it. Nobody left the chat. The room is still standing. The door was never locked. Every level of wealth in this video changed the size of the room. None of them changed what you needed inside it. Someone who texts you with 2 question marks and actually wants you to show up. Open your phone, find the group text that's gone quiet, the one where no one's typed anything in weeks or months. Don't write something clever. Don't plan something elaborate. Just type 7 words, "We should do something this weekend." It costs nothing. And right now, it's the most valuable thing money can't buy. If this video made you see your social life differently, if you recognize the thread, the split check, the excuse, subscribe.